Okay, we're going to take a look at doing a 5-point data summary on our TI calculator, and we are going to talk about making a graph by hand from that data, and then we're going to answer some questions, look at the data from a couple different perspectives: mean, median, mode, range. We'll talk about, of the measures of central tendency, which are mean, median, and mode, which one of those is the best to represent the typical data of this set. Okay, so let's make sure we understand a little vocab here. And where it says 5-point data summary, that is in fact going to be the min, Q1, median, Q3, and max. Okay, we're going to generate those from our calculator. So we have our data here, where we're going to make a box and whisker plot. And if we look at our calculator, we just hit stat, and then enter, because it's on edit. And I've already entered this into L1 just by hitting the numbers like 12 enter, 12 enter, 18 enter, and so forth. Just trying to save you a little time in this video. Okay, so from there, once we get it entered, we hit stat again, right arrow, and we see it says one variable stats for calculation in the calculation window. As 1 is highlighted, that's what we want. We can just hit enter, choose second L1. By default, it'll do L1, but it shows you how to enter a particular list you want to crunch. Then we hit enter. The top of the list, it says X bar equals 26, and that's the mean. The average, we'll take a look at that in just a second. So for now, by down arrowing, we'll be able to fill out a 5-point data summary, which we see here is in fact 12, 15, 23, 30, and 60. Okay, and we need that information because the min and the max will be dots. Then we will use bars for Q1, median, and Q3 to make the box. So let's take a look at how we will, in fact, do that. First, I need a scale here. So if I got to go up to 60 from 12, I might as well think of going from 0 to 60, and then get a scale. If I count by tens, I only use 6 dashes, and that makes the scale kind of crunch together. So if I count by fives, it's about 12 slashes, and I think that's good. So allowing me to count by fives here from 0 to 5, and then continuing on to 10 means that this gap right here is actually the scale. If it were not the scale, what I would do is put a jagged line in and say that first jump, it's not consistent for the rest of the graph. But here, the first jump is by 5, and so are the rest of them. So continuing on, you get 15, 20, 25, all the way up to 60. I just paused the video. Sorry for the big blurb in the screen there. Thought it'd save you a little time. Okay, so let's get to using a ruler and making this box and whisker. The minimum of 12 will be a little bit to the left of 10. 10. And then the max of 60 will be right on the hash mark of 60. Now, Q1, median, and Q3 will be graphed. They become our box. So Q1 is 15. Median is 23. So between 20 and 25, a little closer to 25. And then we'll be on 30 here for the Q3. Now, using a ruler, we will put in our box, and then the ends are called the whiskers. And that is our box and whisker plot. Okay, let me just touch that up a little bit here on the end of max. We see here that the right whisker is pretty large. Means that the top 25% of the data is pretty well spread out in relation to the rest of the set. It's all relative. You're always looking in relation to the set. So going back to the calculator for a second, it'll allow me to see in question 39 here, what the mean was. Okay, and again, that is the X with the bar on top. which in this case is 26. The mean is the average of the set. The median is the middle guy, and we already have that. We have that right here, so I don't need to rewrite it. And the mode is, in fact, the most frequent. Well, the most frequent in this set, if we notice, happens to be the minimum. It's the repetition of 12 twice. We don't have anything else that repeats, so the mode is 12. The range, if you notice, is max minus min, so that's 60 minus 12 is 48. So that means 48 separates the biggest from the smallest number. Now, this question down here, there's some gray area. You just need to make a good argument for which one you pick here, where it says, which measure of central tendency, mean, median, or mode, do you think best represents the set? Justify your answer. Well, I'm going to use process elimination here, okay? That's going to be my argument. If you notice, I'm going to say the mode does not, because it is also the min. I don't think getting a score of 12 or a measurement of 12 here is typical for this set, because the rest of the set, 7 out of 9 pieces of data, are bigger than that. Okay? I also think that the average, or the mean, of 26 is inflated by the measure of 60 in the set. I think that 60 is pulling the average up, and I don't think the average is then enough into the center to represent the set well. So the mean is not the best either. So by process elimination, I'm going to say the median. In this case, the median score of 23, I think, is what best represents the set.